What's our topic, Naseem?
So e-learning, its pros and challenges.
Okay, fine, Naseem. You can proceed,
Yes.
Naseem.
So is my screen visible?
Yes, Naseem.
Yes, yes. So hello everyone. My name is Naseem Alwar. I'm from Jamkhandi. It's a town in Bagalkot district. I'm a BE graduate specialized in electronics and communication engineering. I have done my graduation from Sheikh College of Engineering and Technology, which is affiliated to VTU, Karnataka. And I have done my PhD from Kannur College of Science and Latti. It's a town near Jamkhandi. And I have done my basic schooling from Nana Gangotri School, Jamkhandi. I got selected for XRG by clearing 3 rounds of interview. That is online test and personal technical interview, and finally HR round. I'm very happy to be part of XRG. As we all know, we are undergoing training for 8 weeks. I must say, I learned something new, which I was unaware of from this training. And apart from the gaining only technical skills, I learned even more. And from Gupta sir, his teaching is too good as he clears each and every doubt of every individual. And not only technical, but apart from it too, there is so much to learn from him as a person. Thank you, Gupta sir. And soon after finishing the training, my main motive is to be the best version of myself and give my 100% in everything. I would like to start my presentation. So this, as you can see on the screen, this is my topic, that is e-learning, its pros and challenges. So as a kid, we never thought that this is going to happen in future. Like we'll be sitting at home learning everything. This is the revolution of technology, I can see. So let's start with the PPT. As we can see on this slide, we will be going through the content like introduction of e-learning and examples of e-learning and the positives of e-learning and as well as challenges of e-learning. So what is e-learning? E-learning is a structured course or learning experience delivered electronically. It can also include performance support. And there's also many different elements that can make up an e-learning program, such as live and pre-recorded lecture content, and videos, puzzles, simulations, games, activities, and other interactive elements. There's a quote of Steve Jobs that he said. There's a quote of Steve Jobs that he said, "Learn continuously. There's always one more thing to learn." Like this, and as Ravinder sir said in our past sessions, never stop learning. Even if he is in 50s, he's still learning his psychology, and we should adapt to these things. As Ansh said in the last presentation, due to this pandemic, the revolution has begun. As sitting at home, we can have live interaction with any people around the globe and learn something. Like you can see on this slide, there are two categories of e-learning. Online education has grown in popularity and accessibility, attracting students with its schedule-friendly format options. Broadly, e-learning is falls into two main categories, that is asynchronous e-learning and synchronous e-learning. Asynchronous e-learning is nothing but it's a self-paced. Asynchronous learning is like it is one of the main category of e-learning. Asynchronous learning does not require like real-time interaction. Instead, content is already available online for the learners to access when it is the best suit their schedules. And assignments are completed on the deadlines. In this type, the learners are taking the course on their own and usually on the laptop or tablet. Asynchronous learning programs may include pre-recorded lectures, contains videos, visuals about text, and knowledge quizzes, and simulations, games, and other interactive elements. These are the nothing but the examples of asynchronous learning. And when we go for asynchronous learning, as you can see on the screen, the first point is reflecting on complex issues. As there are like we need to learn something which is not like easy to learn. So that kind of things we can learn from asynchronous learning, watching the videos or something like that. And the next one is when synchronous meeting cannot be scheduled because of the work or family or other commitments. Like asynchronous learning, we can watch. this kind of like videos are already uploaded on the internet. We can watch it anywhere, anytime. Like even in the midnight, we can also learn something from the asynchronous learning. And why we go for asynchronous learning? Because learners have more time to reflect because the center does not expect an immediate answer. As the videos are already uploaded on the internet, we'll be just learning by watching those videos. Or games or quizzes. Like here, the trainer is not present in real time, as he don't expect any immediate answer from us. The benefits of asynchronous learning. One of the most empowering features of asynchronous learning is that you set the pace, like usually within the set deadlines. You can read, review materials as much as you need to complete them based on your understanding, rather than like the pacing is one of the most important features. If you are a quick learner, you can power through the materials and units that come easily to you. But if it takes longer to absorb or grab the knowledge, you can review information, take notes, and practice without worrying, without worrying about falling behind your classmates or missing some key features from the lecture. And the next one, you can say it can be taken anywhere. Like you can sit anywhere and learn from asynchronous learning. And it can be taken anytime, even in the midnight, even in the daytime, whenever you want, you can learn from asynchronous e-learning. And it can be less expensive as we don't need to travel anywhere and we just need a electronic device and internet connection. We can learn anything. And it is highly scalable. As this point suggests, it is a number of users can access to that video and all over the world they can learn. It is reduced time away, and it can be helpful for training the dispersed group. Like many people are dispersed, like they are not in a single place. They can learn from the asynchronous e-learning, and can be more personalized via branching or adapting learning. Challenges of e-learning. Challenges of asynchronous e-learning. So the first one is isolation. Asynchronous learning can be a lonely experience. Social media and email simply are not the substitute for real-time interaction. So that's why asynchronous learning is also far less collaborative as compared to that of the synchronous learning. The opportunities for discussion and debate and network with the classmates and as well as professors are unavailable here. So asynchronous learning is great when you want to when you want to pick up skills quickly. But if you are pick up skills quickly, but if you're looking for enrichment of discussion, feedback, and social interaction, then asynchronous learning is definitely not the best choice for you. Next one is it lacks instant feedback. As the part of learning, feedback is as a part of learning, feedback is in e-learning is essential as it helps both learners and trainers address the issues, misunderstanding related to the online training course material. And of course, the quicker the feedback is received to the learner, the sooner can be a learner get back to the right learning track. In asynchronous learning environment, instant feedback is not available. So the next one is lacks of personal interaction. Personal interaction among the participants is eliminated in the asynchronous learning context, as the lack of more of a human atmosphere. It is connects employees not only from their peers, but interestingly enough, from the online training material itself. The learning environment can make employees or learners to see the online training course as a burden. Learning in isolation may work for some. Learning in isolation may work for some, but it certainly does not help most of the people who need to have the personal interaction in order to maintain or even increase their motivation levels. Next point is the required self-discipline. Asynchronous learning asks from participants to be focused and goal-oriented and with the great time management skills. Success in an asynchronous learning environment requires learners to be both strongly committed and disciplined, as it requires highly self-discipline, both of which are proven to be lacking in many. Next point is no live collaboration and real-time activities. So the next, as this point says, asynchronous learning doesn't offer the ability for the real-time discussions and live collaborations. both of which are proven to increase motivation and engagement. So the next one is synchronous e-learning. Synchronous e-learning is mostly referred to as online distance. Is referred to as live online training, online learning, synchronous online training. It is mostly referred to as online or distance education that happens in real time. This means that you and classmates and your instructor interact at a specific virtual place at sitting in a specified time. In this type of learning, instructor commonly take attendance, like Gupta sir takes our attendance, same as they do in offline classes. It's like everyone just happens to be geographically dispersed, but they are gathering through the virtual meeting. This type of learning is typically uses a web conferencing or a virtual classroom platforms such as Zoom meeting, GoToMeeting, and Google Meet. Like these are some applications which help us to gather virtually and learn something. These applications offers features such as slides or screen sharing, as well as interaction tools such as chat, polling, or screen annotations, which helps us to learn. As you can see on the screen, this is the synchronous learning, right? As well, there are live webinars, video conferencing, and virtual classrooms. And when we go for the synchronous e-learning, like we need to discuss some less complex issues, we will go for it. And getting acquainted or familiar, like some small topics, if we want to discuss, we can go for synchronous learning. And the planning tasks. If we want to plan some basic tasks, we can go for the synchronous e-learning. And why we go for e-learning, synchronous e-learning? Students become more committed and motivated because of the quick responses expected. As Gupta sir asked us to answer immediately, like after he asked something. So this makes the students more committed and motivated, and they focus more on the subject. This is why we go for the synchronous learning. Benefits of synchronous learning, e-learning. As synchronous e-learning has changed everything in online training environment, synchronous interaction eliminates the isolation that asynchronous online training involves, as it promotes collaborations and fosters a sense of community. And it can also be taken anywhere, like asynchronous e-learning and tracking capabilities of individuals. As Gupta sir and we all of us know that our record will be tracked, and like that, tracking capabilities of individuals will be happen using synchronous e-learning. It is cost effective, as same as the asynchronous e-learning. This is also cost effective. It is convenient, as we can just need to sit in the home and using the tablet or laptop, we can access through the synchronous e-learning. So it is convenient for us. So it is also used for training dispersed groups, and it allows for global collaboration. If the person is sitting in America or any other country, we can collab with him through the Google Meet or Zoom meeting, learn from that. And it is really helpful for providing immediate feedback. This only happens in the synchronous e-learning. This is unavailable in asynchronous e-learning. So for that, providing immediate feedback is given to the learner. The challenges of synchronous e-learning. The first one is rigid schedule. If you are chosen online training because of your hectic and unpredictable work schedule, like synchronous learning may cause problems. Like you may have a hard time keeping up. You may have a hard time keeping up with the rest. Like if you are chosen this online training because of your schedule, hectic schedule, this will be like challenge for you. The next one is technical difficulty. The constant search of wireless signals become more tiresome when you are on clock for the video conference, lecture, or even an exam. For the synchronous learner, technical difficulties like spotty internet, as a synchronous learning requires a good bandwidth internet, and crashing hard drives and dying batteries can become fully fledged. If you are for example, if you have an important exam to attend, but due to these issues, you may end up with finding the stable internet connection rather than attending that exam. Because this is the huge challenge of this synchronous e-learning. And next one is strictly technology based. As you all know, there are many people who still lack sufficient computer skills in order to get their training online. This means that these people might struggle to engage in a synchronous online training program. Lack of technical knowledge and poor computer skills and inability to handle the various technologies involved in synchronous learning may tremendously they may get frustrated from that. Like they don't have that much of computer skills. So it is also highly challengeable for the people. So next one is local time barriers. It is true that the synchronous learning eliminates barriers of distance, as we can stay anywhere and learn something. But what about the time barriers? Different time zones can create communication challenges, as a synchronous learning courses requires from both the students and trainers to be online at the same time. If in India and in America the time is not same. Like if the trainer is from America and if the student is from India, it will be like a big challenge for the student to attend the online session. So the next one is challenging for learners with poor social skills. As a synchronous learning experience demands, it demands active participation and collaboration, and some people of the batch might not be have as social, as open and communicative as compared to others in the same batch, as this will be a highly challenging for them. So I would like to finally conclude that e-learning is just not a change of technology; it's a part of redefinition of how we as a species transmit knowledge, skills, and values to younger generations. Uh, Younger generations, and I must say that know yourself first. That if you are a quick learner or you need some time to grab the knowledge. Based on that, you can choose the type of learning from which you can get more and actually meet your goals of learning something and never stop learning. Thank you. Done, sir.
Thank you, Nasim. Good, Nasim. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.